And then the final item I have, if you just give me a moment, I had the most awesome, totally awesome experience over the last 2 weekends, along with Crystal Landavazo, our interim community development director, and Steve Fowler, our assistant planner, participating in the CERT Academy. Want to share that with you because it was just an incredible experience. Of course, Bob was there along with us representing Seal Beach. So I want to share a little bit about it with you in terms of who the coordinators were, so you could see the significance of the program. Ed Fleming, who's a retired OCFA division chief who also served the community of Seal Beach and is now an emergency services coordinator with the city of La Palma as the plan section coordinator. Lori Erpelding is the emergency services coordinator with the city of Cypress, logistics section coordinator. Corporal Dan Brandt, who's the emergency services coordinator with the city of Los Alamitos, and as all of you know, the former school resource officer with Los Alamitos High School. And then, of course, our own Corporal Julia Clasby, who's our emergency services coordinator with the city of Seal Beach. Several participating agencies, and again, this was 2 consecutive weekends, the Joint Forces Training Base where the academy was held. Orange County Fire Authority, both Fire Station 64 and Fire Station 2 were there from the cities of Westminster and Los Alamitos. Care Ambulance, and then 45 police explorers from Orange County cities who were there to support the exercise on our last day. In terms of instructors, of course, all of you know and appreciate Wink Chase, who's the West County CERT, who's the operations lead and is out and active in our community, especially. Chris Moskowitz, also from West County CERT, who's an assistant trailer lead. Dr. Michelle Ryan, who's the medical team lead with CERT. She's a Seal Beach resident, retired MD, an incredible passion for the profession and using that medical profession and her passion to give back to her community in a positive, powerful, and meaningful way, and teaching us all about medical aid. And then Dr. Heather Williams, who's the regional peer support coordinator for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, who taught us about disaster psychology. Some of you may remember her. She was part of the grief counseling team who served our community during the Salon Meritage tragedy. Corporal Jeremy Fletcher with Westminster PD, who's their terrorism liaison officer. And then also wanted to give a shout out to Jeanette Vella, who's the administrative lead with West County CERT, as well as Pat and Roberta O'Toole, photographers, former residents of Seal Beach, who memorialized the entire program. And I have a couple of poster boards here that they prepared for tonight as well. This was the largest, in 10 years, the largest CERT program, largest academy since the inception of CERT 10 years ago. There were 58 academy graduates from more than 7 cities. 16, so Seal Beach had the largest number of participation in terms of communities, so 16 from Seal Beach, 9 from Cypress, 8 Los Alamitos, 6 from La Palma, 5 from Westminster, 4 from Buena Park, and then 10 from some other surrounding cities in the region. As I mentioned, 2 consecutive weekends, so 20 hours of instruction over 4 days. FEMA-approved course that included disaster preparedness, medical operations, light search and rescue, fire suppression, which I'll show you in just a moment, team organization and emotional first aid. We had a simulated emergency exercise on the last day of the event, which is we were coordinated into teams and responding to a major freeway incident. And as I mentioned before, just the explorers, police explorers, they were actually simulating injuries under, trapped under vehicles and those sorts of things. I know all of you know what CERT is, but I'm just so passionate about this after having spent the time there, and really want to advocate for the importance of this program. They educate people about disaster preparedness for hazards that may impact their area, and trains residents in basic disaster response skills such as fire safety, light search and rescue, team organization, and disaster medical operations. With this training, and this is why I feel it's so important. CERT members can assist themselves, their families, and others in their neighborhood or workplace when professional responders are not immediately available to help, for example, in the event of a large earthquake or major disaster. As I just mentioned before, West County CERTs comprised 6 cities: Seal Beach, Los Alamitos, Cypress, Westminster, La Palma, and Buena Park. I want to thank especially Crystal Landavazo and Steve Fowler, who stepped up and donated and gave back to their community and spent 2 weekends as part of that program. I know I personally met so many Seal Beach residents I haven't had the opportunity to meet, and made some really good new friends. Also want to thank the entire CERT team. I mentioned some of them before, for their commitment to the West County region and to all of our communities that serve. Really, in terms of cohesiveness, I can't say enough about the teamwork, the camaraderie of the entire group. And just anybody that's interested in learning more about CERT, I would encourage you to go to their website at westcountycert.com. And on a personal mission, I'm going to personally advocate on behalf of this program, and I want more of our staff members. I know it made a significant impact on the community to see, we have city staff members there. It's so important in terms of the program and what they do for our community, as well as the council. I encourage all 5 of you to be a part of the CERT, at least go through the first training, and because especially in the event of a large disaster, the 5 of you in your neighborhoods are going to need to be able to sustain until first responders can get there. So having said that, I just wanted to share the impact. I do have a photo back here. This is our graduation photo after all the police chiefs and commanders came and gave us our certificates. So here's a picture of all 58 participants. Here's just a poster board illustrating I believe on our second day, where we learned from OCFA in terms of fire suppression and how to put out a fire with a buddy. In terms of safety, as you can see, they were actual fires, and we were learning about fire extinguisher use. And then, as I mentioned on the last day, we did a full simulated exercise that involved a freeway car pileup and injuries. You can see the explorers. It's hard to see from here, but I would encourage you after the meeting to come up and look at this. But actual explorers that were simulating injuries, and search and rescue teams, and all of us out there having to rescue them, practice the medical aid skills that we had learned, and so forth. So as you can see, I'm pretty passionate about it, and I'd be happy to share any information. And again, just want to put a shameless plug out for the CERT team and all they do for our community. That's all I have.
And you got a new hat?
Great, thank you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're going to see you with the hat?
This is actually Crystal's, because I forgot mine at home. And she has blood on her gloves, so I'm not going to touch them. But our hat, our goggles, safety goggles, and gloves. And so, Crystal, anything you want to add as well?
No, I really just want to echo that. In all honesty, I didn't really know what I was signing up for. I had a general idea of what CERT was, and so I thought, this seems kind of interesting. Let me try it out. And I really, when I got home after everything was over this last Saturday, I went online and I started looking up the CERT programs in other areas for my family and my friends, and just kind of telling them, you really need to do this. And again, just, the basic, the first class, I think is so crucial and important, really, just to get a basic understanding on simple things around your house that you need to be aware of, just simple first aid items, that if there is a big earthquake, some disaster that occurs, it's important to be able to know what you need to do for yourself, and then for whatever neighbors you can also.
Great, thank you. It was costly as well, because, of course, now Bob has to have the exact same generator that West County CERT uses. So that's a $2,000 expenditure. He was showing me over the weekend, but it just goes to show you the passion in terms of importance of being prepared and ready for a disaster. That's all I have.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That was very detailed and informative.